here's the deal. As a father, I just don't see a crime here. I think Cain Velasquez, the story is he's a retired MMA fighter. Supposedly, some guy molested his 4-year-old son. He chased the guy down, and he shot at him. I'm not sure if he hit him or not. I think he's charged with attempted murder, assault, whatever it is. And I think every single person on the planet is going like, I don't think this should go to trial. He pleads not guilty. What would it be? It's not temporary insanity. It's pleads not guilty because somebody molested my son. So I think that's the one thing that maybe you get a pass at, right? Because if you think someone molested your son, that's probably bad enough, right? Even if he didn't. I don't know. I'm going not guilty. I mean, the only hope that the prosecution has in putting Cain Velasquez away here is if they can pick a jury that is all pedophiles. Because I don't think any other person is going to convict Cain Velasquez here. I mean, he's the most popular suspected criminal maybe on the planet right now. This happened in San Jose, California in March. He was later released from jail on $1 million bail, which I was surprised he could afford because he fights in the UFC. There you go, Jake Paul. I threw you a bone. Jake Paul makes a lot of good points about that, about like fighter pay and healthcare and stuff like that. So I'll throw him a little bone there. So he was released on $1 million. That was he just probably had to do a Kickstarter, and he probably got that $1 million. He probably got that $1 million as quick as Taylor Swift sold out. He was like, "Yo, I need $1 million to post bail," and the people were just like, "You tried to kill a child molester? Here it is." Who knows? Maybe Sam Freed gave him the $1 million. He's such a selfless donor who wants to make the world a better place, while he sits on a beach in the Bahamas and fucks 9 other nerds. So I don't know. I don't know the details. I don't know if the guy's guilty, but if he shot at him, he must have done something, right? If you chase a guy down in a car, he must have done something, right? He didn't just take his joke. You're not going to chase someone down for something like that. You chase someone down in a truck and fire at him.
That guy either molested your son or you're in a movie with Mark Wahlberg.
That's the only 2 options right there. That's the only 2 options. I agree with you right there. Here's the funny thing. Like, look at that dude.
Of all the kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, of all the kids to choose to try to molest, you're going to try to molest Cain Velasquez. He's a heavyweight UFC fighter. I mean, he's lucky the guy shot at him and didn't get a hold of him. He would have just squeezed and squeezed and squeezed.
Ground and pound.
He would have just ground and pound and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Look at that dude. I mean, look at his head, dog. I feel like, doesn't his head just look like if you shot a bullet at it, it would just bounce off his head? Can you imagine trying to punch that dude and hurt him? Do you know how many hands you would have to have made into one hand to affect that dude? Look at your flimsy little fucking knuckles and imagine hitting that thing. I'd rather punch a stone. Jesus Christ. That's bad judgment. The pedophile must have not known. Imagine finding that out. Imagine being like, your father's who? Oh, no.
He just found a note in the kid's backpack.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's like you go home and you brag because you beat somebody up on the street, and you go home and you're like, yeah, I whooped his ass. And your dad goes, who? And he goes, his kid John Gotti Jr. And your dad goes, what? Oh, no.
It's like the beginning of John Wick, but for kids.
Yeah. Yo, this dude is so relieved that Cain Velasquez is in prison. Cain Velasquez would John Wick this dude.
He's out on bail.
Huh?
He's out on bail.
And I bet you he still wants to kill him. Even though he knows it's a crime, he'll go, I'll go to jail. He's like, I'll probably go to jail. And I get it. Velasquez has asked if he can wrestle with Lucha Libre on December 3rd. So he still wants to fight.
I think that's pro wrestling. I think he's trying to make a little...
He's trying to make a little scratch. You don't need to, Doug. Just do a Kickstarter. It'll get paid for. People are supporting Cain Velasquez. If there's one thing people can unite, maybe that's how we unite the world, man. You know? If you really want to turn some of these Republicans who like to make excuses for Putin, if you want to turn them against Putin, just make up a story that he molested Cain Velasquez's other kid. Everyone is going to be on board. You get everyone on board. Dude, you get prisoners on board. I mean, child molesters it's below anything. You know you done something wrong when dudes who went into a grocery store and murdered the mom and pop who owned it are like, yeah, man, that's a bad dude. We got to do something about that immoral guy. You know? I think that's the only way you can unite the world. I don't know why it hasn't been utilized yet. Just make up a good story. Make up a good story. You know? Be like, hey, man, this dude Putin has got a farm full of kids. Just go, hey, we got the flight logs from Epstein's plane. Putin was on it. That'll get him. That'll get him cooking, right? Is there a more, like, pondered story by the right than Epstein's plane? They love that shit. Like, who's on that plane? Who's on that plane? You do not. That's a plane you do not want to be on, or else the internet is going to be talking about you. Fucking 4chan and Reddit are going to have a... Dude, if you fix that... If you put one wrench on one bolt on that plane, they're going like, what were you doing close to that plane? If you were in an airport where that plane was docked, you're going like, what were you doing at that airport? What were you doing in that city where that plane was docked? You're going, I was driving to work, dog. You're going, were you? Were you? I think that's the way we cure the world. Just got to make up a story. All the evil people, that's it. Boom. That's how you take them down. Immediately. Boom.